Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I want to show you the greatest secret hidden in plain sight. The moments before sleep hold the golden key to the universe. The world you live in is only the reflection of the world you imagine when you close your eyes. Whatever you impress upon your mind in that sacred drowsy state just before sleep becomes the seed planted in the garden of creation. And like every seed, it must bear fruit. So if you wish to receive anything, love, abundance, health, or success, you must learn how to ask the universe in the right way before you drift into the silence of sleep. Follow these steps not with effort, with gentle persistence, and you will see how the unseen world bends itself to your desire. 1. Quiet the outer world. My friends, the first key to receiving anything you desire from the universe is learning to quiet the outer world. For as long as your attention remains trapped in the noise of the senses, you cannot hear the silent language of creation. The universe speaks not in words, not in shouts, not in the chaos of thought, but in the stillness of your own mind. Every day from the moment you wake until the moment you return to bed, your mind is bombarded by voices, images, distractions, and demands. You replay conversations, you relive past mistakes, you project future worries, and then when the hour comes to rest, you wonder why your prayers, your requests, your visions feel faint and powerless. It is because you have not yet silenced the noise. The outer world is like a stage play. It is loud, dramatic, filled with characters and scenes, but it is not the source of your power. Your true power lies in the silence that exists beneath it all. Until you learn to still the chatter, to turn away from the performance of the day, you will not command the unseen. So as you prepare to sleep, give yourself this gift, the gift of silence. Withdraw your attention from the outer. Detach yourself from the memory of the day. Let go of all the little irritations, the arguments, the disappointments. Let them fall away like garments no longer needed. For the universe does not respond to the noise of a restless mind. It responds only to the clarity of a silent heart. Now you may ask, how do I quiet the outer world when it has left such a mark on me? How do I still the mind when it has been racing all day? The answer is simple. You choose. You make a decision that in this sacred moment before sleep, nothing matters but your inner world. You decide that no voice, no worry, no memory is more important than your vision. Lie down and close your eyes. Breathe deeply, slowly, until you feel the rhythm of life itself moving through you. With each exhale, let go. Release the conversation you had today. Release the disappointment that haunted you. Release the plan for tomorrow. Let it all fade. For this hour is holy. This hour belongs only to you and your imagination. The universe does not need your effort. It does not require your struggle. It does not respond to the frantic cry of desperation. It listens to the calm, steady, unwavering whisper of your assumption. That whisper becomes thunder in the unseen realm, and soon it takes form in your life. But the whisper cannot be heard while your mind is shouting. So quiet the outer world. Imagine that you are stepping into a sanctuary, a place of sacred silence, where no noise of the day can follow you. Feel as though the walls of your inner temple rise around you, shielding you from the voices of fear, from the shadows of doubt, from the distractions of the world. In this inner temple there is only you, your desire, and the stillness of creation. My friends, this act of quieting the outer world is not mere relaxation. It is preparation for command. You are about to plant the seed of your desire in the fertile soil of your subconscious. But what farmer would scatter seed on hard, stony ground? What gardener would plant in a field overrun with weeds? No, the wise one clears the soil, makes it ready, prepares it for the seed. And so must you. The silence you create before sleep is the clearing of your inner field. Consider this. When you turn away from the noise, you turn toward power. When you withdraw from the outer, you awaken the inner. And the inner is where the universe takes instruction. The outer world is only the result. It has no power of its own. So why give it your attention as you drift into sleep? Instead, give all your attention to the inner world, the world of imagination. For it alone is the cause of all. Do not be deceived by appearances. The outer may look strong, permanent, immovable, but it is nothing more than a shadow cast by the light of your inner assumption. Shadows cannot move unless the light moves. Change your inner world and the shadow of the outer world must obey. But to change the inner you must first enter it. And to enter it you must quiet the outer. This is why I tell you, let go. As you lie in bed tonight, refuse to carry the day with you. Refuse to rehearse your failures. Refuse to replay the insults, the rejections, the doubts. The day is over. It has no power. The only power is in the state you take into sleep. And if that state is filled with noise, then noise is what you multiply. But if that state is filled with silence, clarity, and vision, then you have given the universe a perfect mold from which to shape your tomorrow. Think of the silence before sleep as a door. On one side lies the world you know, the world of facts and appearances. On the other side lies the world of imagination, the world of causes, the world where anything is possible. Every night you pass through this door, every night you decide, consciously or unconsciously, what seed you will carry with you. If you carry worry, you plant worry. If you carry gratitude, you plant gratitude. If you carry the vision of your fulfilled desire, you plant fulfilled. But you cannot carry anything into that world until you first lay down the baggage of the day. And so I urge you, quiet the outer world. Close the book of today. Let the curtain fall on the stage play. Enter the silence as though entering a sacred temple. For indeed it is sacred. As you do this, you will notice something remarkable. The moment the outer fades, the inner becomes vivid. Imagination grows sharper. Feelings become stronger. The scene of your desire takes on life. Why? Because the noise no longer drowns it. The universe is not deaf. It is waiting for you to stop shouting long enough to hear the whisper of your own heart. So tonight when you close your eyes, say to yourself, now I turn away from the world of facts, and I enter the world of truth. Now I release the noise, and I embrace the silence. Now I prepare the soil for the seed of my desire. And in that stillness, your request to the universe becomes clear, powerful, undeniable. This is the first step. And without it, no other step will matter. Quiet the outer world, my friends. Let silence be your doorway, for in the silence creation begins. Action 2. Relax the body into stillness. My friends, the second step in asking the universe before sleep is this. Relax the body into stillness. For the body is not just flesh and bone. It is the doorway to the subconscious mind. And if the doorway is tense, if the doorway is restless, then the command of your desire cannot pass through. Think about it. When you are tense, when your muscles are tight, when your breath is shallow, where is your attention? It is fixed upon the body itself. You become aware of discomfort, of restlessness, of unease, and in that awareness your energy is scattered. But when you allow the body to sink into stillness, when you let each muscle soften, your attention is freed. It can now rise above the physical and enter the realm of imagination. So I say to you tonight, make peace with your body before you sleep. Do not drag it into the night full of tension and unrest. Let it rest. Let it become weightless, as though the earth itself were cradling you. For when the body is still, the mind can move. Close your eyes and bring your awareness to the crown of your head. Feel the gentle weight there. Now imagine that weight melting away. Let it flow down through your face, through your jaw, through your neck. Feel the muscles release their grip. Every exhale carries away the strain. Every inhale draws in calm. Let your shoulders drop as though they no longer carry the burdens of the day. For indeed they do not. Those burdens were illusions, carried only in thought, and tonight they must be laid down. Feel your chest expand and soften, no longer armored against the world. Your arms, your hands, let them rest, open, receptive, surrendered. Move your awareness down to your stomach. Feel it ease, feel it soften. Let go of the knots that worry has tied there. Breathe into that space and allow it to dissolve. Down into the hips, the thighs, the knees. Let each joint release, each muscle loosen, until even your legs feel heavy and free. Finally, your feet, those faithful servants that carried you all day. Let them rest in gratitude. Let them sink into the ground of stillness. And now as you lie there, notice this truth. Your body is no longer fighting you. It has become an ally. It is no longer a distraction, but a vessel of peace. It is as though you are floating upon a calm sea, with no waves to disturb you. This is the state where imagination takes root. Why is this important? Because the body and the mind are deeply connected. A restless body stirs a restless mind, but a still body invites a still mind. And in that stillness, the imagination becomes sharp, alive, fertile. The universe listens most clearly when you are most still. Have you ever noticed how, in moments of deep relaxation, new ideas suddenly appear? Answers you were searching for all day arise as if from nowhere. That is no accident. It is the law of being. When the body is calm, the mind is open. When the mind is open, the voice of the universe can be heard. But let me tell you something greater. This act of relaxing into stillness is not mere comfort. It is power. For in stillness you gain control of the unseen. You cannot command the sea in the middle of a storm, But when the waters are calm, you can see your reflection clearly, and so it is with the mind. In stillness, your inner vision becomes a mirror of your desire. So I urge you, do not rush through this step. Do not treat relaxation as something small. Treat it as sacred. For in that moment when the body dissolves into peace, you are preparing the sacred ground for creation. Let me paint this picture for you. Imagine yourself as a sculptor. Before the sculptor can carve a masterpiece, he must first choose the stone, polish it, clear away the roughness. That smooth, quiet surface is what allows the image to emerge. In the same way, your body must be smoothed of tension, polished of restlessness, cleared of the noise of the day. Only then can the image of your desire emerge in purity. As you sink deeper into stillness, you will notice something extraordinary. The boundary between body and mind begins to fade. You no longer feel where your body ends and where the world begins. You feel as though you are floating, as though you are more than flesh and bone. This is the golden state, the borderland between waking and sleep, where the subconscious is most open, most receptive, most obedient to your command. Stay in this borderland as long as you can. Let the body sleep, but keep the mind alive. It is here, in this twilight, that your imagination becomes real. The universe does not resist you here. It accepts without question what you impress upon it, but only if you have first calmed the storm of your body. And hear me clearly, this is not effort. Do not force the body into stillness. Do not struggle to relax. That very struggle creates tension. Instead, allow, surrender, let go. Relaxation is not something you do. It is something you allow to happen. The body knows how to rest. Trust. When the body is still, when it is light and free, when it no longer calls for your attention, you are finally free to turn inward. You are no longer distracted by discomfort or tension. You are no longer bound by the physical. You are open, ready, prepared to enter the true temple of imagination. So tonight, as you prepare to sleep, remember this: your body is the gate, and the gate must be opened with ease, not force. Allow stillness to come upon you as a gentle wave, carrying you inward, deeper, into the silence where creation begins. Let each breath carry you further into peace. Let each exhale erase the day. Let each inhale draw you nearer to your vision. And when you have surrendered completely, when the body has dissolved into rest, you will find yourself in the perfect state to plant the seed of your desire. This is the second step, my friend. Relax the body into stillness. Do not overlook it, for in stillness lies the power to command the universe. Redefine what you truly desire. My friends, the third step in asking the universe before sleep is the most crucial of them all. You must define what you truly desire, not what others expect of you, not what society demands, not what fear whispers, but what you truly deeply long for in the quiet of your own heart. For you see, the universe is always responding. It is always reflecting back to you the images you hold, the assumptions you live in, the states you occupy. But if your desire is scattered, if it is vague, if it is clouded by indecision, then the response you receive will be scattered, vague, and clouded in return. Clarity is power. Precision is creation. When you know exactly what you want and you define it with the sharpness of inner vision, the universe bends itself to fulfill that clear command. But if you waver, if you change with every passing mood, if you want one thing today and another tomorrow, then your request dissolves before it ever takes root. So tonight, before you enter the sacred state of sleep, take this step with absolute seriousness. Define your desire. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Not what will make me look important, not what will impress my neighbor, not what will silence my insecurity. What do I, in the depth of my being, long to experience? You must become brutally honest with yourself. Strip away the masks. Remove the layers of conditioning. Do not chase what you think you should want. Instead, listen to that still small voice within you, the voice that knows. For only when you choose from that place of truth does your desire carry the fire of light. Imagine a man who walks into a marketplace and shouts, "Give me something good." The merchants look at him in confusion. Something good? What is good? To one it may be bread, to another it may be cloth, to another gold. The man leaves empty-handed, not because the marketplace lacked abundance, but because his request was unclear. Now imagine another man who walks in and says, "I want a loaf of bread, freshly baked, warm in my hands." At once the merchant knows what to provide. And so it is with the universe. It is infinitely abundant, infinitely capable, but it cannot deliver until you define. And let me say this, Your desire must be one. Do not attempt to carry 10 wishes into the silence of sleep. Do not scatter your energy like seed thrown in the wind. Choose the one thing that matters most to you now, for in the choosing of one you create momentum, power, focus. And when that desire is fulfilled, you may choose another, but begin with one. This is not limitation, this is wisdom. A magnifying glass can scatter the rays of the sun without effect. But when it focuses them on a single point, it creates fire. In the same way, when your imagination is focused upon one clear desire, the fire of creation is ignited. Now, how do you know you have defined your desire clearly? Test it within yourself. Close your eyes and see if you can picture the end result without confusion. If it is wealth, what does wealth look like to you? Is it freedom from debt? Is it the joy of travel? Is it a home filled with comfort? Be specific. See it clearly. If it is love, what does love mean to you? Is it the presence of a partner who cherishes you? Is it the warmth of companionship? Is it the laughter of children? Do not ask vaguely for love. Define the form it takes in your heart. If it is health, what does health mean to you? Is it the energy to rise each morning with strength? Is it the ease of movement in your body? Is it the radiance that others can see? Picture it clearly. Feel it precisely. Define it fully. The clearer the definition, the easier it is to assume the feeling of fulfillment. And it is the feeling that impresses the subconscious, not the words. The words are but the skeleton. The feeling is the flesh, but without the skeleton of a clear definition, the feeling has nothing to attach itself to. Now hear me. Do not let fear choose your desire. Fear will tell you to settle. Fear will tell you to want only what seems possible. But the universe does not operate by possibility. It operates by imagination. If you want what you already think is possible, you are asking for nothing. True desire stretches you. True desire awakens you. True desire may even frighten you with its boldness. That is how you know it is real. So tonight, as you prepare to enter the silence of sleep, take a moment to write your desire upon the tablet of your heart. With absolute clarity, say within yourself, this is what I want. This is what I choose. This is the end I claim as mine. And once you have defined it, do not look back. Do not question it. Do not dilute it. Hold it steady in your mind like a star guiding you through the night. Do not confuse defining with asking how. The how is not your concern. The how belongs to the unseen intelligence of the universe. Your only task is to know what you want, and to assume that it is already yours. The seed never worries how it will sprout, how it will reach the sun, how it will bear fruit. It only contains within itself the clear definition of what it is meant to become. And so must you. My friends, defining your desire is the act of claiming your power. It is the declaration that you are not a beggar before the universe, pleading for scraps, but a creator who knows what you want and commands it into being. And the universe, being faithful, always responds to the command of clarity. So tonight, when you lie in stillness, do not carry vagueness into your sleep. Do not drift with hazy wishes and half-formed thoughts. Instead, let your last waking image be sharp, defined, precise. See the end, feel the end, claim the end, and know with absolute certainty that what you have defined within will soon appear without. This is the third step, my friends. Define what you truly desire, for only the clear request receives a clear response. 4. Create the scene of fulfillment. My friends, the fourth step in asking the universe before sleep is this. You must create the scene of fulfillment. You must construct within yourself the living picture of your desire already accomplished. For the universe does not respond to longing. It does not answer to begging. It does not reward waiting. It responds only to assumption, the inner knowing that what you want is already yours. You see, many people fail at this step because they imagine the process of their desire instead of the completion of it. They see themselves struggling toward their dream, climbing the mountain, working endlessly for the goal. But this is not creation. This is rehearsal of effort. The universe does not need your rehearsal. It needs your conclusion. It needs the final scene, the end picture, the moment of victory already won. Think of life as a great play. Every play has many acts, many steps, many struggles. But the playwright already knows the ending. The audience may not, but the author does. And because the ending is fixed, every scene naturally unfolds toward it. In the same way, if you fix within yourself the ending of your desire, the state of fulfillment, then life itself rearranges its acts to bring you there. So tonight before sleep, do not waste your imagination on the question of how. Do not ask, how will it come? How will I meet the right person? How will I find the money? How will the opportunity appear? The how belongs not to you, but to the unseen power that shapes all things. Your task is only the end. The end is the seed, And when the seed is planted, the law of life brings forth the harvest in its own way, in its own time. So how do you create the scene of fulfillment? You do so with simplicity. Choose a short, vivid, realistic scene that implies your desire is already realized. Not a long novel, not a complicated drama, but a single moment that proves your wish is fulfilled. If it is wealth you seek, imagine holding the check, seeing the number in your account, or hearing a friend congratulate you on your success. If it is love you desire, imagine the feeling of a hand in yours, or hearing the words, I love you, spoken with sincerity. If it is health, imagine the joy of running freely, or hearing the doctor say, you are completely well. Choose a moment that would naturally occur if your desire were already true. That is the scene of fulfillment. Now when you create this scene, it must not remain cold or distant. It must breathe. It must carry within it the feeling of reality. So do not merely see it, but enter it. Step into it as though stepping into a new world. Hear the sounds around you, feel the textures, the warmth, the weight. Let your five senses become engaged in the inner picture until it feels as real as the world outside. The power is not in watching yourself from afar, as though on a screen, but in being there right in the center of it. If you want to experience love, do not watch yourself receiving it. Be in the embrace. Feel the arms around you. Hear the whisper against your ear. Live the moment as if it were happening now. And here is the secret. When you persist in living in that inner scene, when you carry it with you into the drowsy state before sleep, the subconscious accepts it as fact. It does not question whether it is real or imagined. To the subconscious, the imagined, vividly and persistently felt is reality. And because the subconscious is the womb of creation, it brings forth into the outer world that which it has accepted within. This is why I tell you, my friends, do not make the scene complex. Simplicity is strength. A short moment repeated is more powerful than 1,000 shifting images. Choose a single scene and repeat it until it takes on the solidity of fact. Just as a path is formed by walking the same ground again and again, so too is your desire impressed by rehearsing the same inner scene until it becomes natural. And as you create the scene, do not imagine yourself striving for it. Imagine yourself already possessing it. There is no effort in fulfillment. There is no strain in completion. There is only joy, relief, gratitude. So let your inner picture carry these feelings. Do not imagine the climb, imagine the summit. Do not picture the hunger, picture the feast. Do not dwell in the waiting, dwell in the having. Now you may say, but it feels unreal, it feels like pretending. Yes, at first it may, but persist. For every great truth begins as though it were fiction. The seed planted in the soil is invisible at first, unseen, unnoticed, but it is no less alive. In time, what was once unseen breaks through the ground, and so it is with your inner scene. Persist, and the unreal becomes real. And here is something remarkable. When you create the scene of fulfillment, you begin to notice life shifting around. Circumstances, conversations, opportunities appear that seem coincidental, but they are not. They are the outer echoes of the inner cause. You created the end, and life now unfolds toward that end. So I tell you tonight, choose wisely the scene you carry into sleep. For whatever you take with you into that sacred state will be magnified. If you carry worry, you multiply worry. If you carry fear, you multiply fear. But if you carry fulfillment, you multiply fulfillment. Ask yourself now, what scene would convince me that my desire is already true? Perhaps it is as simple as hearing the words, congratulations. Perhaps it is as simple as holding the hand of the one you love. Perhaps it is as simple as looking at your reflection and seeing health radiating from your body. Choose it, fix it, enter it, and repeat it until it feels natural. And as you sink into sleep, let that scene be your final act of the day. Refuse to rehearse failure. Refuse to imagine struggle. Refuse to carry doubt into the silence. Let only fulfillment cross that threshold. And when you awake, trust that the seed has been planted. Trust that the unseen is at work. Trust that the universe is already aligning the pieces. This, my friends, is the fourth step. Create the scene of fulfillment. Live it in imagination. Feel it as real. Carry it into, for in that scene lies the power to transform your world. 5. Enter the feeling of the wish fulfilled. My friends, we have come to the heart of the matter. The fifth step in asking the universe before sleep is to enter the feeling of the wish fulfilled. For it is not enough to think about your desire, not enough to picture it with cold detachment. You must feel it as though it were already yours. Thought without feeling is like a seed without water. It has potential, but it cannot grow. Feeling is the lifeblood of creation. Feeling is the vibration that impresses the subconscious and moves the unseen to shape the visible. And so when you prepare for sleep, your task is not simply to see your desire, but to inhabit it emotionally, to live in it, as though it were now. Ask yourself, what would I feel if my desire were already true? Would it be joy? Would it be relief? Would it be gratitude? Would it be peace? Identify that feeling and then step into it. Let it clothe you. Let it saturate your entire being until you no longer feel like the one who is waiting, but the one who has already received. Imagine a man who longs for freedom from debt. He may picture a bank statement with zeros on it, but if he feels still the heaviness of lack, then his image is powerless. But if instead he allows the lightness of freedom to rise in him, if he feels the relief of no longer owing, the joy of financial freedom, then he has entered the state of fulfillment. That feeling is the creative power. Or imagine a woman who longs for love. She may picture herself walking beside someone, but if she still feels lonely, her vision is hollow. But if she surrenders to the warmth of companionship, if she allows her heart to swell with the sweetness of being cherished, then she has entered the state. And the universe responds, for it must reflect the feeling she sustains. My friends, do not underestimate this. The universe is not moved by your words. It is moved by your vibration. You may repeat 1,000 affirmations, but if your heart is still filled with fear, you will multiply fear. You may speak of abundance, but if you feel lack, you will multiply lack. It is the feeling, the inner emotional climate that determines the harvest. So tonight, as you create your scene of fulfillment, go deeper. Do not merely watch it. Enter, step inside the picture, and feel what you would feel if it were happening right now. Breathe as that person. Smile as that person. Rest as that person. Let the feeling be so real that when you open your eyes, you almost expect to see it around you. And when doubt tries to creep in, when the old voice says, but it is not real, it is not here yet, silence it with this truth. What is real to the feeling will soon be real to the senses. The outer world is only a reflection of the inner state. Change the state, and the reflection must change. Now hear this. Entering the feeling is not about straining, not about forcing yourself to be happy. It is about surrendering. It is about letting go of resistance and stepping into the natural joy that is already within you. Think of it as slipping into warm water. You do not struggle. You simply allow. You let the feeling embrace you, surround you, and carry you effortlessly. Let me give you a simple practice. As you lie in bed, close your eyes and recall the feeling of a past moment when you were joyful, grateful, or triumphant. Relive that memory until the feeling rises again. Then gently transfer that feeling onto your desire. See yourself in the fulfilled state, and let the joy of that memory merge with the vision. In this way, you awaken the emotion of fulfillment. Do not worry if the picture is faint, if the details are not perfect. The universe does not need a perfect image. It needs a living feeling. Even a vague scene charged with real emotion is more powerful than a sharp image without feeling. The seed of feeling will grow. The lifeless image will not. And so when you drift into sleep, let the last sensation you carry be the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Not the longing, not the waiting, but the joy of having. Let gratitude fill your chest as though the gift has already been placed in your hands. Let peace wash over you as though the battle has already been won. Let excitement rise as though the door has already opened. This is the secret. To feel it now, not tomorrow, not when circumstances change, not when the evidence appears. Feel it now, and the evidence will come. Feel it now, and the world must conform. And let me say this, you are not pretending, you are not lying to yourself, you are aligning yourself with the higher truth, the truth that imagination creates reality, that the unseen governs the seen, that feeling shapes form. You are not deceiving yourself, you are commanding creation. So I ask you tonight, dare to feel it real. Dare to feel wealthy when the world says you are poor. Dare to feel loved when the world says you are alone. Dare to feel strong when the body says you are weak. Dare to feel victorious when circumstances say you are defeated. For the world outside is only the shadow. The world inside is the call. And when you change the inside, the outside must follow. And here is the beauty. Once you master the art of feeling the wish fulfilled, you are free. Free from worry, free from waiting, free from the tyranny of appearance. You live in the end, and because you live there, life itself rushes to catch up with you. So tonight, As you sink into the silence of sleep, ask yourself, what would I feel if my desire were already mine? Answer honestly, and then live in that answer. Let it carry you across the threshold of sleep, and let it be the climate of your dreams. For in that state, the subconscious receives its command, and the universe begins to move. This, my friends, is the fifth step. Enter the feeling of the wish fulfilled. For feeling is the bridge between imagination and reality. Feeling is the voice the universe cannot ignore. And when you live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, your world must by law mirror it back to you. 6. Use simple words of completion. My friends, the sixth step in asking the universe before sleep is to use simple words of completion. For after you've quieted the outer world, after you've relaxed the body into stillness, after you've defined your desire, created the scene and entered the feeling, you must now seal it with words that carry the authority of finality. Why simple words? Because simplicity carries power. Subconscious does not respond to long speeches, to elaborate reasoning, or to endless explanations. It responds to the language of faith, the language of certainty, the language of completion. When you say, "It is done, I already have it, I am fulfilled," you are speaking directly to the creative center of your being. Do not complicate this step. Do not fall into the trap of begging or pleading. The universe does not respond to desperation. It responds to assumption. Begging says, "I do not yet have." Assumption says, "I already received." Which one do you think creation will mirror? Think of the farmer who plants a seed. He does not stand over the soil, repeating all night, "Please grow, please grow, please grow." No, he plants the seed and says within himself, "It is done." He trusts that the unseen will do its work. He seals his act with completion, not with worry. And so must you. As you lie in bed, in that sacred drowsy state, where the conscious fades and the subconscious awakens, speak words that declare the end as finished. Whisper them gently, as though speaking to your own soul. "It is done. Thank you. I am already there." These simple words act as the final brushstroke upon the canvas of imagination. Without them, the painting feels unfinished. With them, the masterpiece is complete. And hear me. These words are not affirmations in the ordinary sense. Affirmations often come from lack, from the attempt to convince yourself of something you do not believe. But the words of completion come from faith, from knowing, from the stillness of one who has already received. There is a world of difference between saying, "I will have it," and saying, "I have it now." One pushes it into the future, the other anchors it in the present. When you say, "It is done," you are not describing the outer world, you are commanding the inner world, and the inner world is the cause. Do not be fooled by appearances. The tree does not appear the moment the seed is planted, but it is already done in the unseen. And in time, the outer must match the inner. Now let us speak of gratitude. Gratitude is itself a word of completion. When you say, "Thank you" sincerely, you are declaring that you already possess the gift. You do not thank someone for something they might give you. You thank them for what you have received. So when you whisper "thank you" in that twilight state before sleep, you are sealing your desire as fulfilled. Gratitude is not only courtesy, it is creative law. Keep your words few, but make them rich in feeling. Say them not as a ritual, not as a chant, but as a declaration of fact. Let them rise naturally from the feeling of fulfillment you have entered. If you feel abundance, let the words be, "I am rich now. It is done." If you feel love, let the words be, "I am loved. Thank you." If you feel health, let the words be, "I am whole. It is finished." Do not underestimate the power of these words. Words are containers of vibration. They are not idle sounds. They shape the invisible currents of your mind. A single sentence, spoken with conviction, is more powerful than 1,000 empty repetitions. Think of the great moments in history, when men and women declared truth in the simplest of words. "I am free. We have won. It is over. I believe." Such words changed the course of nations, because they carried the vibration of certainty. And if such power moves nations, how much more will it move the circumstances of your own life? So tonight, when you enter the feeling of the wish fulfilled, do not drift into sleep without sealing it. Speak the words that declare the end complete. Whisper them softly, or say them silently within yourself, but say them with conviction. "It is done. Thank you. I am fulfilled." And then let sleep take you. Do not contradict these words when you awake. Do not rise in the morning and say, "Where is it?" Why has it not come? That is to uproot the seed you planted. Instead, carry the same conviction into the day. Act, walk, and speak as though your declaration was true, for indeed it is. Let me give you a practice. As you lie in bed, imagine your scene of fulfillment, feel it as real, and just as you are about to drift off, let 3 or 4 simple words rise from your heart. Words like, it is done, thank you, I am free, I am loved. Keep them short, keep them final, let them be the last words your conscious mind speaks, the last impression you leave upon your subconscious. These words are the seal upon the letter. Without the seal, the letter may be lost, forgotten, ignored. With the seal, it must be delivered. So too with your desire. The words of completion seal the vision, press it deep into the subconscious, and ensure its delivery into your life. Do not complicate, do not argue, do not explain. The subconscious does not need your reasons. It only accepts your conclusion, and the simplest words carry the greatest authority. My friends, this is the 6th step. Use simple words of completion. Speak them in the stillness of night. Speak them as the voice of one who has already received. Speak them as the final act of creation, and then let go. Let the universe do what it always does. Bring the inner into the outer, the unseen into the seen, the fulfilled feeling into fulfilled form. It is done. 7. Breathe the desire into your being. My friends, the 7th step in asking the universe before sleep is this. Breathe the desire into your very being. For breath is life. Breath is spirit. Breath is the invisible bridge between your inner world and your outer experience. And just as the air you inhale nourishes the body, so too the breath you direct with imagination nourishes the seed of your desire. You see, when you breathe with awareness, you are no longer inhaling air only, you are inhaling truth. You are inhaling the very substance of the thing you wish to embody. Breath, when married with feeling, becomes the vehicle of creation. Now listen closely. Every desire has a vibration. Abundance vibrates differently than lack. Love vibrates differently than loneliness. Health vibrates differently than sickness. And you, through your breath, can tune yourself to the vibration of your desire. Inhale success. Exhale fear. Inhale love. Exhale doubt. Inhale vitality. Exhale weakness. Each breath is a choice. Each breath is an agreement with the reality you are claiming. As you lie in bed, quiet and still, having already formed your vision, having already declared it complete with simple words, now take the sacred breath. Do not breathe shallowly, as one asleep in despair. No. Breathe deeply, calmly, consciously. Let every inhalation be the drawing in of your fulfilled state. Let every exhalation be the release of all resistance. When you inhale, imagine yourself pulling into your chest the richness, the wholeness, the reality of your desire. And as you exhale, release the memory of failure, the shadow of worry, the heavy weight of what if. Your breath is not just oxygen, it is agreement. You are telling the universe with every cycle, this is who I am, this is what I choose, this is what I accept. Think of it this way. The body breathes without effort. Even in sleep it continues. But when you breathe consciously, you charge that natural rhythm with intention. You take what is automatic and make it create. The subconscious, which governs your breath, begins to associate the rhythm of life itself with the feeling of your fulfilled desire. And once the subconscious accepts that pattern, nothing can stop it from expressing outwardly. Breathe as though you are already living the life you want. If it is abundance, breathe like one who walks in abundance. Slow, steady, confident. If it is love, breathe like one who rests in the embrace of affection. Soft, gentle, peaceful. If it is health, breathe like one whose body sings with vitality. Strong, full, vibrant. Can you see how powerful this is? You are teaching your entire nervous system, your entire being, to accept the new reality as natural. You are no longer simply thinking of it, you are embodying it. And here is the great secret. The subconscious is impressed not by effort but by naturalness. When something feels natural to you, the subconscious accepts it without resistance. And nothing becomes more natural than what is linked to your breath. For breath is the rhythm of life itself. So as you breathe in, whisper silently, I am. And as you breathe out, complete the phrase with your desire fulfilled. I am free, I am loved, I am abundant, I am whole. But say it not with strain. Say it with the ease of one who knows it to be true. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this practice. The mind will try to convince you that something so small cannot change your life. But remember, life itself is sustained by breath. What could be more powerful than directing the very essence of life toward your chosen destiny? With every inhalation, you are saying yes to your new reality. With every exhalation, you are saying no to the chains of the past. Over time, this rhythm impresses itself deeper and deeper into your subconscious, until one day you wake up and find your outer world has rearranged itself to match what you have long been breathing into being. Consider the difference between one who breathes shallowly, nervously, anxiously, and one who breathes fully, calmly, with authority. You can see the difference even in their presence. The anxious one attracts chaos. The calm one attracts order. Why? Because the breath reveals the inner state, and the inner state creates the outer world. So tonight, make your breath your ally. Do not drift into sleep with a hurried, restless breath. Instead, breathe slowly, consciously, with purpose. As you inhale, feel your desire entering your bloodstream, circulating through every cell, becoming part of your very flesh. As you exhale, feel every limitation leaving you, dissolving into nothing. And as you continue this sacred rhythm, notice how the body softens, how the mind surrenders, how the heart expands. You are no longer a beggar asking for something distant. You are a creator embodying something present. You are breathing life into your vision. This is why so many dreams fail to manifest. People think about what they want. They wish for it, they even imagine it, but they never breathe it in. They keep it as an image outside of themselves, a picture far away. But when you breathe it in, it becomes part of you. It is no longer out there. It is in here. And what is in here must be expressed out there. The universe has no choice but to give form to the state you consistently embody. Breath is embodiment. Breath is agreement. Breath is creation. So let your breath be a prayer, not of asking, but of receiving. Let each inhale say, I accept. Let each exhale say, I release. Accept what is yours. Release what no longer serves. And as you drift into sleep, continue this gentle rhythm until the conscious mind fades away. The subconscious, eternal and creative, will continue the work while you rest. You awake renewed, aligned, and magnetized to the reality you claimed in breath. And in time, the outer world will mirror the inner breath you have breathed night after night. This, my friends, is step 7. Breathe the desire into your being. Do it with faith. Do it with gentleness. Do it with persistence. And watch how quickly your life begins to transform. For the breath of life is the breath of creation. And what you breathe in faith, you will one day breathe out in form. 8. Drift into sleep with the image alive. My friends, we have now arrived at one of the most sacred steps of all. For everything you have done up to this point has been preparing you for the gateway between worlds. The threshold where day dissolves into night, where the conscious mind grows silent and the subconscious rises to take command. That threshold is sleep. And I tell you this, the last thing you carry into your sleep is the first thing that takes root in the garden of your subconscious. Whatever image you bring to bed with you, whatever feeling you allow to rest in your heart as you drift into the silence of night, that is the seed planted in the soil of creation. The world you wake up to tomorrow is not determined by what you did during the day, but by what you impressed upon your inner mind as you surrendered to sleep. Now consider this carefully. Most people close their eyes at night with thoughts of worry, regret, unfinished tasks, and fear of tomorrow. They toss and turn, rehearsing the problems of the day, and then wonder why they wake to another day filled with the same pattern. They do not understand that they are rehearsing misery into existence. They are planting weeds and expecting flowers. But you, my friends, will be different. You now know the truth. The night is the most powerful time of all. For in the state of drowsiness, when the conscious guard is lowered, the subconscious stands wide open, ready to receive the imprint of your desire. So tonight, as you lie in stillness, having breathed your vision into your being, having declared it complete with words of power, your task is simple. Drift into sleep while holding the image of your fulfilled desire alive. Do not let go of it. Do not trade it for memories of failure or predictions of doubt. Guard it as a treasure. Protect it as a sacred flame. For if you carry it with you across the border of consciousness into sleep, the subconscious will accept it as fact. And what the subconscious accepts as fact must manifest in your waking life. Let me paint this picture for you. Imagine yourself in bed, the lights dim, the body relaxed, the day has fallen away. You close your eyes. Before you lies the image, the scene of your desire fulfilled. Perhaps it is a home you dream of. Perhaps it is a relationship. Perhaps it is a body healed and whole. See it in your mind as vividly as you can. Feel it as though it were happening now. Now here is the key. Do not imagine the process. Do not picture how you got there. Picture only the end. See yourself already in possession of the desire. Feel yourself already the person you long to be. It is the end that matters, not the means. Hold that picture gently. not with strain but with ease. Let it rest in your mind as naturally as a lullaby rests in the ear of a child. And as drowsiness takes you, refuse to release the image. Let it be the last thing you know before you cross into the silence of sleep. This is the moment where so many fail. They imagine their desire, yes. They feel it, yes. But then just as sleep approaches, they let go and drift into old worries. They rehearse their fears instead of their dreams. And the subconscious, faithful servant that it is, accepts those fears and produces them in form. But you will not do this. You will remain faithful to the vision. Even as the mind grows heavy, even as the eyelids close, you will cling lovingly to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Now let me tell you why this matters. The subconscious mind is the true builder of your world, and it does its greatest work in sleep. During the day, the conscious mind interferes with logic, with doubt, with questions of how and when. But in sleep, the conscious is silent. The subconscious works alone, unchallenged, unquestioned, unstoppable. And whatever picture you deliver to it in that final drowsy moment, that is the blueprint it will begin constructing while you rest. Think of the farmer who plants seeds. He does not dig them up every morning to see if they are growing. He trusts the soil. He goes to bed knowing the earth will do its work. So too must you trust the soil of your subconscious. When you plant the image of your desire before sleep, you are handing the seed to the most fertile ground in existence, and it will not fail you. It cannot fail you. So tonight, as you drift towards slumber, do not imagine defeat, imagine victory. Do not carry the scars of the past. Carry the vision of your future. Drift into sleep, not as the person you have been, but as the person you choose to be. Feel the joy of already having. Feel the relief of completion. Feel the gratitude of dreams fulfilled. And hold that feeling as long as you can, until sleep overtakes you. You see, the state you enter sleep in is the state you awaken to multiplied. If you sleep in fear, you awaken to more reasons to fear. If you sleep in anger, you awaken to more reasons to be angry. But if you sleep in fulfillment, if you sleep in love, in abundance, in gratitude, you awaken to a world that reflects those very states. Therefore, make sleep your ally. Make it the sacred workshop of your desire. Each night, let it become a rehearsal of the life you long for, until that rehearsal becomes reality. And remember, this is not hard work. It is not effort. It is surrender. All you must do is let go of the old and carry the new into the silence. You are not forcing anything. You are allowing. You are simply choosing which picture to fall asleep with. And that choice makes all the difference in the world. So my friends, when you lie down tonight, ask yourself, what image will I carry with me into the night? Will it be worry, or will it be fulfillment? Will it be lack, or will it be abundance? The choice is always yours. Choose wisely, for the subconscious cannot resist what you present to it in sleep. It will accept it, it will nurture it, and it will express it. So drift into sleep with the image alive, and soon you will awaken to the outer confirmation of what you have already claimed within. This, my beloved friends, is step 8. Protect your vision, carry it faithfully into sleep, and watch how life itself bends to honor the seed you planted in the silence of night. 9. Trust the unseen to work for you. My friends, we now arrive at a principle so simple, yet so often ignored, that it becomes the stumbling block for countless seekers. You have quieted your mind, you have relaxed your body, you have defined your desire, created the scene, felt the wish fulfilled, declared its completion, breathed it into your being, and carried it into sleep. And yet, if you fail to master this next step, all your efforts may wither away. That step is trust. Trust in the unseen. Trust in the invisible power that governs creation. Trust in the silent movement of the universe that takes what you have impressed upon your inner mind and sets it in motion, beyond your sight, beyond your control, beyond your conscious manipulation. Hear me clearly, you are not asked to build the house brick by brick. You are not asked to push the river into flowing. You are not asked to design the path by which your desire shall arrive. You are asked only to plant the seed, and then to trust that the unseen forces will carry it to completion. But what do most people do? They plant the seed in the fertile soil of their subconscious, and then, the very next morning, they dig it up with worry. They rehearse questions like, when will it come? How will it come? Who will bring it? What if it never happens? And with every doubt, they disturb the soil, uproot the seed, and delay the harvest. This is why trust is so vital, for trust is the atmosphere in which your desire can grow undisturbed. Trust is the sunlight and the rain that nurture the seed in the hidden ground. Trust allows the unseen to do its perfect work without your interference. Now let us make this practical. Imagine you have asked for abundance. You have pictured the life of financial freedom. You have felt yourself living in comfort, providing for others, enjoying the fullness of prosperity. You carried that image into sleep. and the subconscious has accepted it. Now when you wake in the morning, do not destroy that work by counting what you lack. Do not say, but I only have this small amount in my bank account, so perhaps it is not working. That is digging up the seed. That is mistrust. Instead, you must rise with an inner knowing that the unseen is already arranging circumstances on your behalf. The opportunities you need, the connections, the ideas, the doors, they are already moving toward you. You may not see them yet, but they are in motion. And if you trust, they will arrive at the appointed hour. Consider the farmer once more. He plants his crop. He cannot see the growth beneath the soil, but he knows it is happening. He does not curse the ground for appearing empty. He does not demand instant fruit. He trusts the process, and because of that trust, he waters the soil faithfully. He tends to the field, and in time, the harvest comes. So too with you. The field is your subconscious. The seed is your fulfilled vision, and the harvest is the manifestation. But between seed and harvest lies trust. Now let me remind you of this truth. The unseen realm is far more real than the seen. The world you see with your eyes is only the shadow of the unseen, causes moving beneath the surface. Every event, every meeting, every opportunity that arrives in your waking life first began as an unseen movement. Therefore, to trust the unseen is not foolishness, it is wisdom. It is to trust the true source of all things. And yet, I know many of you will struggle here, for the conscious mind craves control. It demands to know every detail, every pathway, every step in advance. It whispers, if I cannot see it, I cannot believe it. But faith speaks differently. Faith says, because I have imagined it, because I have felt it, because I have carried it into the silence, therefore it already exists. Though my eyes do not yet see it, I trust the unseen to bring it forth. This, my friends, is the posture of the master. Not anxiety, not impatience, not grasping, but calm, steady trust. Now, how do you cultivate this trust? You do it by aligning your daily actions with your inner knowing. When doubt rises, you answer it with certainty. When fear whispers, you silence it with truth. When the outer world seems unchanged, you remind yourself that change always begins within, and the outer must follow. You see, the moment you impress your desire upon the subconscious, the creation is complete. It is finished in the unseen. What remains is only the unfolding in the physical world, and unfolding takes time. But trust makes that time sweet instead of bitter. Trust turns waiting into resting. Trust transforms impatience into joyful expectancy. Think of a woman with child. She does not wake each day asking, has the baby arrived yet? She knows the child is forming within, unseen but real. She trusts the process of life itself. She prepares the room. She smiles at the future. She knows it is already done. That is trust. And I say to you, your desires are like children growing in the womb of your subconscious. They are already alive, already forming, already on their way. Trust them. Prepare for them. Walk as though they are inevitable, because they are. Do not mistake me. Trust does not mean passivity. It does not mean folding your hands and doing nothing. It means doing what is natural, without strain, without worry, knowing that life is guiding you step by step. It means saying yes to the opportunities that arise, speaking boldly when intuition prompts you, walking with confidence in every action, because you know the unseen is orchestrating it all. So tonight, when you drift into sleep with the image alive, and tomorrow, when you rise to a world that seems unchanged, remember this step. Trust the unseen. Do not demand signs. Do not cry for proof. The very act of needing proof is mistrust, and mistrust delays the harvest. Instead, walk by inner vision, smile at the invisible, rejoice in the unseen, and let life surprise you with its perfect unfolding. My beloved friends, the universe is faithful. The unseen power that governs creation does not mock you. It does not tease you. It does not withhold what you have claimed in faith. The only obstacle is your doubt. Remove that, and the flow is clear. So plant the seed, carry the image into sleep, and then trust that the unseen is working tirelessly, ceaselessly, invisibly, to rearrange the outer world in harmony with your inner state. And soon, sooner than you think, the invisible will become visible, the unseen will become seen, and the dream you once carried only in the silence of night will stand before you in the light of day. This is step 9. Trust the unseen to work for you, for it always does. 10. Live as though it were already yours. My friends, we now arrive at the closing step. the final movement in this great symphony of creation. We began with relaxation, with stillness, with a mind ready to receive. We journeyed through vision, through feeling, through declaration, through breathing life into our desire, through surrender to sleep, through persistence, through trust in the unseen. And now we come to the crown, the summit, the completion, living as though it were already yours. If you grasp this final step, you hold the key to every door, for it is not enough to imagine only in the silence of night. It is not enough to carry the vision only in your sleep. You must rise each day and walk in the world as though the thing desired is already an accomplished fact. This is the difference between hoping and knowing, between wishing and having, between waiting and living. What do I mean by this? Let me explain. Suppose you have imagined abundance. You have felt the joy of financial freedom. You have carried it into the silence. Then in the morning, if you rise with the same fears, the same complaints, the same words of lack, then you are undoing the work. You are confessing with your life that it is not yet yours. And the subconscious, ever faithful, will mirror that confession back to you. But if you rise and walk as one who is already prosperous, if you think, speak, and act from the place of having, then the outer world must, by law, catch up with the state you now embody. For let me tell you, creation is finished. The moment you imagine and feel, it is done. All that remains is to occupy the state of the wish fulfilled, to inhabit it, to live from it. So ask yourself, how would I live today if it were already mine? If the relationship were already mine, how would I walk? How would I smile? How would I carry myself? Would I move in desperation or in confidence? Would I speak as one unloved or as one cherished? If the career were already mine, how would I rise? How would I prepare? How would I engage with others? Would I speak small words of doubt, or would I speak boldly as one who knows his worth? If the healing were already mine, how would I breathe? How would I stand? How would I look at my body? Would I carry heaviness and complaint, or would I move lightly, gratefully, joyfully? You see, the outer world is but a mirror, and the mirror does not lead, you lead. If you smile, the mirror smiles. If you frown, the mirror frowns. So too with your state of being. If you live as though you already have, the world must reflect that back to you. This is not pretending. This is not make-believe. This is not play acting. This is alignment with truth. For the truth is, what you have imagined and felt in the silence is already real in the unseen. To live as though it were already yours is simply to acknowledge reality, the deeper reality that precedes the visible world. Now let me share a secret. Many stumble here because they think living as though it were already theirs means spending recklessly or forcing out a behavior that does not match their inner conviction. No, my friends, living as though is not outer show. It is inner posture. It is not about what you buy, but about how you think. It is not about what you display, but about how you feel. If you desire abundance, you may still have only a small sum in your hand today. Living as though does not mean throwing it away. It means holding it with gratitude, with confidence, with the knowing that more is flowing. It means no longer confessing lack, but confessing provision. It means walking in dignity, not in despair. If you desire love, you may still sleep alone tonight. Living as though does not mean forcing companionship. It means dwelling in the joy of already being chosen, already being worthy, already being cherished. It means treating yourself as you would if love surrounded you, because it does. If you desire healing, you may still feel pain today. Living as though does not mean denying sensation. It means affirming wholeness in spite of appearance. It means saying, I am healed, and moving as one who trusts the body is aligning with that truth. Living as though is not denial. It is declaration. It is not pretending. It is proclaiming. It is not waiting. It is embodying. And here is the great mystery. When you live as though, you hasten the day when the unseen becomes seen. For life responds not to what you want, but to what you are. And when you are the state of the wish fulfilled, life has no choice but to confess. So this is the final step. Become it. Be it now. Occupy the state. Walk in the reality of your dream today, and tomorrow, and the day after, until the world mirrors it perfectly. Let me put it plainly. You cannot receive what you are not willing to become. If you wait to become until after it arrives, you wait in vain. You must become first. You must live as though first. Then and only then does the world bow to your inner truth. So tonight when you go to bed, see the vision, feel it, declare it done. And tomorrow when you rise, do not betray that vision with thoughts of lack. No, rise and walk as though you already live in the house, already drive the car, already hold the hand of the beloved, already stand in the fullness of health, already shine in the career, already walk in the freedom. Do this consistently, and life itself will rearrange to match you. For the final truth I leave you with is this: you do not get what you want, you get what you are. And when you live as though it were already yours, you are it. You are the wealth, you are the love, you are the health, you are the success, you are the freedom, and the world cannot resist but to bow to your state of being. So live it now, speak it now, walk it now, be it now, and soon you shall see before your very eyes what you once only carried in the silence of night. This is the closing step. Live as though it were already yours, and with this your journey is complete.